Welcome to this next edition of the Player Spotlight segment as we cover all pro running back of the Indianapolis Colts and the St. Louis/Los Angeles Rams, Marshall Faulk. And as always, make sure you're hitting that follow and subscribe button and help us build the Huddle Up podcast from now and beyond. On today's edition of the Player Spotlight segment, we are spotlighting former All-Pro running back of the Indianapolis Colts and St. Louis, now Los Angeles Rams, Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk, coming out of the University of San Diego State, drafted in 1994 in the first round, second overall to the Indianapolis Colts. Let's get into it. First off, his college awards and accomplishments. In 1991, he was the rushing touchdown leader, first team All-American, the scoring leader, the WAC Freshman of the Year, first team All-WAC. In 1992, he was unanimous All-American. He won the Jim Brown Trophy. He was the rushing yards leader, the WAC Offensive Player of the Year, and first team All-WAC. And in 1993, he was another unanimous All-American, the scoring leader, first team All-WAC. Those were his awards and accomplishments in college football. He also had his jersey number retired at San Diego State University, so no one can wear the number 28. Number 28 has been retired. So congratulations to Marshall Faulk for getting the number 28 retired at San Diego State University. That is a huge accomplishment in college football. Huge accomplishment. Some people may not think so, but it actually is. Very big accomplishment because you played that well to where they don't feel like anybody else should be wearing that jersey number. So congratulations to Marshall Faulk. Let's get into his NFL awards and accomplishments. First off, in Super Bowl 34, we've seen that historic Super Bowl win for the St. Louis Rams over the Tennessee Titans. It is considered the win by a yard game. Why? Because on the final play, Steve McNair threw a pass down the middle of the field to Kevin Dyson, and he caught the ball at the 1 yard line and was stopped. Thus, the St. Louis Rams won the Super Bowl 34 that year, and that was such a historic game. If you have never seen that game, it is available on YouTube. Go watch it. Great game, one of my favorite Super Bowls of all time. Next to the two Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl wins, one of my favorite Super Bowls of all time. Let's get into more of his awards and accomplishments. In the year 2000, he was league MVP. In 1999 through 2001, he was Offensive Player of the Year. And in 1994, Offensive Rookie of the Year. He was a first-team All-Pro in 1999 through the year of 2001, second-team All-Pro in 1994, 1995, and 1998. Okay, he made the Pro Bowl in 1994, 1995, and from 1998 to the year 2002, he was in the Pro Bowl. He was the rushing touchdown leader in the year 2000. He was a scoring leader in 2000 and 2001. He won the Burt Bell Award in 2001. He was also voted to the All-Rookie team for the PFWA back in 1994. He was SN Athlete of the Year in the year 2000. He also made the St. Louis Football Ring of Fame and the Colts Ring of Honor. And then again, his jersey was retired in the Rams organization at the number 28. So nobody for the Rams can wear the number 28. So not just one, but two times he has had his jersey number retired, both on the collegiate and the NFL level. Okay. So great accomplishments for Marshall Faulk. Let's get into his rankings. Okay. So as you know, if you've seen the Player Spotlight segment before, we rank from worst to best their seasons throughout their careers. Okay. So first off, in his career, he has played 176 games. He has carried the ball 2,836 times for 12,279 yards and 100 touchdowns. Okay. In the playoffs, he played 12 games, carried the ball 165 times, 602 yards, and 8 touchdowns. So not a bad playoff career either for Marshall Faulk. As far as receiving, he caught the ball 767 times for 6,875 yards and 36 touchdowns. In the playoffs, 53 catches, 552 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So Marshall Faulk putting up the numbers. Okay, so now let's rank from worst to best when it comes to his seasons. 12 seasons in the NFL. 12 seasons for Marshall Faulk. And at number 12, his worst season was in 2005 with the Rams, 65 carries, 292 yards, and no touchdowns. At number 11 was his 1996 year with the Indianapolis Colts, 198 carries, 587 yards, and 7 touchdowns. At number 10, his 2004 year with the Rams, 195 carries, 774 yards, and 3 touchdowns. At number 9, his 2003 year with the Rams, 209 carries, 818 yards, and 10 touchdowns. So even with 10 touchdowns, he had under 1,000 yards. It's crazy. 10 touchdowns on under 1,000 yards. So at number 8, 2002 Rams, 212 carries, 953 yards, and 8 touchdowns. At number 7, his year with the Colts in 1997, 264 carries, 1,054 yards, and 7 touchdowns. At number 6, 1995 year with the Colts, 289 carries, 1,078 yards, and 11 touchdowns. At number 5, his 1994 year with the Colts, 314 carries, 1,282 yards, and 11 touchdowns. So 2 straight years with 11 touchdowns, which is crazy. That's good for a running back. Not bad at all for a running back, especially at that time when defense was at a huge high for a lot of teams. And still good years, even though they was ranked 6 and 5. At number 4, in 1998, the Indianapolis Colts, 324 carries, 1,319 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Now, you're going to probably think at number 3 should be his best year, but it was not. Was not his best year. In the year 2000 with the Rams, 253 carries, 1,359 yards, and 18 touchdowns. Okay, not his best year. Best year as far as touchdowns. But as far as yardage, no. Okay, at number 2, his 1999 year with the Rams. This was their Super Bowl winning year. Okay, 253 carries, 1,381 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Okay, and finally, his best year was the 2001 year with the Rams. 260 carries, 1,382 yards, and 12 touchdowns. That was his best season of his career. Was in 2001 with the St. Louis Rams. Okay. That is our player spotlight on former All-Pro running back of the Indianapolis Colts and St. Louis / Los Angeles Rams, Marshall Faulk. Really hope you like this edition of the player spotlight segment, and we'll see you on the next one. We hope you enjoyed this edition of the Player Spotlight segment, and we'll see you on the next one.